Guys, today's the day we get the M135 ready for the Nürburgring. So there's a couple of things we need to do to the car before we get it on the road. Things like your wheel hubs, disc pads, disc brakes, sensors, new seat belt buckles, the full house service from interior, cabin filter, oil, you name it, we're doing it. So stay tuned and check this out. So in order for us to get the M135 ready for the Nürburgring, we are here today at ELM Auto Services. A big shout out and thanks to Mark for letting us use the workshop to get the M135 ready for the road.
So jumping straight into the action, we will be changing the brake discs and pads in the front and in the back. So this will just help me get a lot more traction and cooling down the brakes also when you're out on track, so that the brakes don't overheat. And when I'm going at a couple of 100 miles an hour, I don't want myself and everyone else in the car not to have brakes. So this is the very first upgrade that I wanted to do, just to ensure that when I am pushing it to the limit, I do have brakes that will slow the whole car down. So this is a simple process of just loosening up the calipers, getting the old brake pads out, and then we will be moving the caliper to one side, getting the new brake discs in. Now these do have also some grooves in them as well, which is meant for better grip, better ventilation as well, just to slow the car down in those corners coming from high speed, and also cooling them down so they don't overheat. So there you can see the old one, here's the new ones. So we'll get those ones on and get them fitted. Now before putting everything back together, I did want to change the wheel hubs. So I did notice a bit of a noise coming from the driver's side. As you saw in the previous videos, that's where the impact was. There was quite a bit of an impact this side. So I decided, you know what, let's just get two so we could change both sides. This is also not too bad of a process. There are a couple of bolts that you just need to remove from the back side. Then the whole wheel hub does come out complete, and then you can change that over. You can see how it does not spin as it should, and it does look ever so slightly bent, which will give you a bit of a wobble on the higher speeds. So once those bolts are out, it's a simple tap and you can get that changed over. Now that the wheel hub has been changed, we can put on the brake disc and the brake pads, get this side all sorted, ready to rumble, and then tackle the passenger side. Now this isn't a very difficult process. It is quite simple to change over your brake discs and pads, but it is a very tedious one. You do need to make sure that you do get everything right, i.e. putting these pins in place, tucked in nice and properly. There is also a brake pad sensor that does go in, that needs to be plugged in properly, otherwise your car will be showing that your brake pads do need changing the whole time. So make sure when you change them that that sensor is plugged in properly. Now the next thing to do on the list was to change over the seat belt buckles. So as you can see here, the buckles have sort of squished in. Luckily they didn't lock, so we could still use them, but they were showing the airbag light on the dash the whole time. So this is just a safety precaution from BMW themselves. So when you are in an accident, they do sort of squish down, pull the seat belt in. Sometimes they do lock where you need to cut the seat belt off, but for us this was just a bit of a changeover. So remove the seats, get them changed over, and then we should be good to go. Now, while my dad was busy with the seat belt buckles, I did want to change over the cabin filter. So being the ever so knowledgeable person that I am, I was very determined to say that it was under the driver's footwell. So I spent a very long time taking out all of these screws, making sure everything did come out nicely, unplugging everything, making sure nothing broke in the process, only to find out that it is in the passenger footwell. So here's a nice video of the driver's footwell, just in case you wanted to see what it looked like, what was under there. But yeah, there was absolutely no cabin filter entry point in sight, and it was once I realized that it was actually in the passenger side. So there it is. Comes out with a couple of T25 bolts that you can screw off, pull the cabin filter out, and then replace it with a new one. Once I got that sorted, it was time to just give it a bit of a clean, because you know, when the seats are in, you can't necessarily always reach there. So I just wanted to give it a bit of a vacuum, and then we can get those seats fitted in. Now, the absolute last job to do on this M135 rebuild was to align the wings to the bonnet and the bonnet to the bumper, and that meant stripping everything back down to the bone again and starting from scratch to align everything as close to factory as possible. So I decided to invite my good old friend Dimitri to come give us a hand. He does specialize a lot in BMW, Mercedes and Audi, so he knows exactly what to do and how to do it. When we did originally do the rebuild and put everything together, I told my old man, look, we can align it later. I just wanted to put everything on the car, make sure it was good enough to drive and just hit the road. So I knew it was coming, so I thought, why not do it before going through to the Nürburgring. So we had to take off the front bumper, remove the headlights, arch liners. At least there were a couple of air vents and air ducts that I did want to put back as well, so I got the chance to do that now. But here we are, literally just opening and closing the bonnet, making sure everything aligns to the wings and to the bumper, just to try and get it as close to that factory spec as possible. So it is a very tedious job. It does take a lot of time, so it is time consuming, but if you do it properly, you only need to do it once. So I knew it was coming. I wasn't necessarily looking forward to it, but we did eventually get there in the end. So sit back, relax, and watch this montage of us aligning all the panels together. Now the final piece of the puzzle is going back on. The front bumper is finally going back on the M135 for the absolute last time. All we need to do now is make sure it is screwed in and bolted nice and tightly, align it with the bonnet as well, then we should be good to go. So a big shout out and thanks to my dad and to Dimitri for helping me out with this time consuming project. Especially when it comes to panel gaps, you do want to try and get it as close to factory spec as possible, which once we did, some would say you wouldn't even know that the car had been in an accident. So a big very thanks to them. And if you guys have liked what you've seen, please hit that subscribe button, please hit that like button, and in the next video it will be the Nürburgring, so stay tuned and I'll see you guys soon.